What is the laziest thing you've ever done? Used to have one of those clap on, clap off lights in my room. I hated clapping, so I just made an audio recording of me clapping and mapped it to one of the programmable keys on my keyboard. I have a dog and a cat, and I hate sleeping with the door open. Sometimes dog wants to sleep in the bedroom, sometimes dog wants to sleep outside the bedroom. But he never decides until I'm comfy in bed. Solution? Keep a laser pointer on my nightstand. Once dog decides where he's sleeping, I'll shine the laser pointer on the door so that my cat paws it closed. It has now become a routine that my cat will wait by the door for the laser before laying down. I was laying in bed with the light on and wanted to go to sleep with it off. I called my house from my cell phone and asked for myself in a disguised voice. When my mum came in to bring me the phone, I asked her to turn the light out when she left. Hung up both phones and went to sleep. Late to the party, but this one is too good to pass up. I was once on a US military ship, having breakfast in the wardroom, officer's lounge, when the operations officer, ops, walks in. This guy was the definition of not a morning person. He's still half asleep, bleary-eyed. Basically a zombie with a bagel. He sits down across from me to eat his bagel and is just barely conscious. My back is to the outboard side of the ship, and the morning sun is blazing in one of the portholes, putting a big bright ass circle of light right on his barely conscious face. He's squinting and chewing and basically just remembering how to be alive for today. It's painful to watch. But then zombie op stops chewing, slowly picks up the phone, and dials the bridge. In his well-known "I'm still totally asleep" voice, he says, "Hi, it's ops. Could you shift our barput? Yeah, 165. Thanks." And puts the phone down. And then he just sits there, squinting, waiting. And then, ever so slowly, I realize that that big blazing spot of sun has begun to slide off the zombie's face and onto the wall behind him. After a moment it clears his face and he blinks slowly a few times, and the brilliant beauty of what I've just witnessed begins to overwhelm me. By ordering the bridge to adjust the ship's back and forth patrol by about 15 degrees, he has changed our course just enough to reposition the sun off of his face. He's literally just redirected thousands of tons of steel and hundreds of people so that he could get the sun out of his eyes while he eats his bagel. I am in awe. He slowly picks up his bagel, and for a moment I'm terrified at the thought that his own genius may escape him, that he may never appreciate the epic brilliance of his laziness since he's not going to wake up for another hour. But between his next bites he pauses, looks at me, and gives me the faintest, sly grin, before returning to gnaw slowly on his zombie bagel. I think this is one of the greatest things I have ever read. In order to not walk 5 feet to my bed, I decided to fall asleep on my recliner, pulling down the window shade a little extra, so I could use it as a blanket. Shot circa 10 Nerf darts at my light switch, from bed. Missed all of them and slept with the lights on. Solution: if you never turn the lights on, you don't have to turn them off. I once laid in bed so long, they turned the lights off for me by non-payment of the bill. My roommate and I arranged our dorm room to be lazy capable. One person was able to reach the mini fridge and light switch from her bed, and the other could reach the window and AC heat from her bed. We never fought again. I remember my freshman year, my neighbor, and later to be roommate, made an intricate system of strings and counterweights so he could pull a string from his bunk and kill the lights. Spent a half hour searching for a torrent to download a textbook that I had left in another room. Called my mom's office line from the living room to ask her a question. She has a home office. I used to do the trick where I would dial the home number on the home phone, then hang up quick so it still rang. Then wait for mother to pick up and also pick up. Proceed to request goodies and such. Washed bed sheets. Didn't put the sheets on till 2 months later. Sometimes I'll throw my last load of laundry on my dresser, meaning to fold, put stuff up later. Well, laundry day rolls around again. It's not been put up, so I just wash it all again even though it's still clean. I don't know what my reasoning is. This is more a habit of neuroticism. Slept on the floor for a year, instead of putting together my assembly bed. Oh frick. I've been at my place for just over 4 years now. I have a fantastic bed that sits on the ground. Every few weeks I move the bed frame a few feet closer, then remember I don't have the screws for it. There's a Home Depot I pass almost every day. I was there last week. What the hell is wrong with me? How did I only just realize that this is just laziness? I was drunk one night and decided the bathroom was too far away. So I pissed in my cat's litter box. Didn't feel like cleaning it up in the morning, so I just threw the whole litter box in the garbage. Are you my brother? He did the same thing while staying at my parents' house for the night. We were both adults by then. I got a call a day later saying Nick Pickles, I did something really bad at mom's house. And I'm thinking he broke something or drank all their booze. Nope. Got blacked out drunk and crawled to the cat box and rained an 18 beer fountain on it. Like standing piss in the box. The next morning my younger brother found it and asked what the frick, and my older brother covered it by saying I dunno. The cat was making some weird noises last night. This was actually the second piss related incident at my parents' house that month involving him and alcohol. I downloaded a movie instead of going upstairs to grab the DVD. And the movie was? Eating my food directly from the pot to eliminate dishes. I hate washing dishes. I tried to skip to the good part of a 33-second YouTube video. I tried to skip to the good part of a Vine. I ran out of clean bowls for cereal. So I aligned the bowls with foil over the old food and made a bowl of cereal. After that I threw away the foil and did it again the next day. I was out of the country for a few weeks, and the morning I came back, I saw my boyfriend eating cereal out of a measuring cup with a plastic spoon. I can never leave again. Called the restaurant to send the waiter back to my table. This is just genius. I was in a class called OJT, on the job training, in high school. Every day the last 25% of school was dedicated to me being able to leave class to go to work. We were given grades by our employers which would then turn into grades for the class. As a high school senior I convinced the teacher that oversaw this program that, because I had my own corporation that I used to sell stuff on eBay, I should be able to be my own boss. She agreed. I failed that class because I didn't bother to fill out the paperwork to give myself a grade. Holy it guy. My roommate in college went home for a 3-day weekend, and I stayed in bed the entire time. I got up twice to pee and brought 4 bags of sour cream and onion potato chips to bed with me. She walked in on Monday at 9 PM, laughed so hard she cried, and forced me to get in the shower. You peed twice in 3 days? That sounds really unhealthy. When I was in college I ordered pizza for delivery because I wanted cigarettes and asked if there was a driver there that would pick me up some cigs for an extra $10 on top of his normal tip. We had a Circle K next door to my apartment complex I could see from my window. The cigs cost me $33. This reminded me of a time when I ordered a cab to get cigarettes. It had just snowed and I hadn't shoveled the snow off my car yet. There's this gas station about 3 blocks away, but I was too lazy and cold to walk. So I ordered a cab to drive me to the gas station and wait and then bring me home. He looked at me like I was nuts. TV remote was circa 2 feet out of reach. So I downloaded the remote control app instead. Been there myself. Now I wonder what I'd do if my smartphone were out of reach. Download girlfriend app. Nah, too many microtransactions. Ain't nothing micro about those transactions. Eating a microwavable meal in bed. I got it all over. I then took off my sock to use as a napkin. We would be good friends. You two would be too lazy to ever hang out with each other. I lost 14 pounds because I didn't feel like eating. I know a guy who accidentally went on a raw vegan diet because he just couldn't be bothered cooking. Just spent half the year munching on carrots and apples like a spoiled pony. Not me, but a buddy of mine was laying in bed one morning, picked his nose and had nowhere to put it back in his nose. Who throws gold back in the mine? Attached my dog's leash to my RC monster truck car and walked her around the cul-de-sac with it. All from the comfort of my living room. Don't judge. You must have a tiny dog. or a big RC car. Drove to class. Escalators up to 3rd floor classroom were broken. Went home. That happened to me one time at the gym. Figured I'd grab a donut and try again next month. Escalators can never break. They can only turn into stairs. Sorry for the convenience. I've been sitting on the toilet for 45 minutes cause I don't want to pull my pants up. Your ass is gonna get crusty. Says peanuts in mine to ball face Mac dong butt. I woke up about 30 minutes late and called in sick to work, instead of rushing to get ready for the day. My TV was on my dresser and I didn't have a remote. I had turned off Netflix in an effort to go to bed. I decided a few minutes later that sleep is for the weak and decided for more Netflix. I never got up to turn my TV back on though. I watched hours of Netflix on my tiny phone to avoid getting up for 5 seconds. Oops. I knocked my phone off my bed. I really don't want to get up. Okay, so I will just reach forward. Okay, not flexible enough. But maybe if I extend my leg and then reach forward. Frick, that didn't work. I am just going to roll onto my belly now and Superman this it out. Now both my hands are on the floor. I just need to shimmy forward just a bit. Just a little more. A little more. Got it. Frick. Now I fell on the floor too.